Alright, hi guys. Welcome to Word of the Day Wednesdays. I am Nicole D. Miller, author of When Love Wins. When Love Wins is an urban fiction story. It is faith-based. And it's based on two young female cousins with a rift in their relationship when Natalie, the social justice, faith-based writer, loses her mom. She ends up moving in with her cousin, Ashley, thinking that she's going to get support and grief recovery. Unfortunately, her cousin, Ashley, the socialite, fashionista, kind of free spirit, a little bit snobby, has beef with Natalie, and we don't know why. Could it be because her ex is feeling Natalie, or is there more to the story? Of course there is. This book deals with childhood trauma, bullying, grief recovery, parent absenteeism, but it also is hopeful about sisterhood and friendship. To learn more, you can go to whenlovewins.love. All right, let's get started. So every week, you guys know, I piggyback off of my latest blog. So this week, I released a blog called Behind the Scenes. Now, if you are like me, you want to know all the tea, right? You want to know all the ins and outs of what is going on in your life, of the plans for your life, of your destiny, your calling, etc., etc. But clearly, we cannot know it all. And so in this blog, I kind of compare these times of waiting or these seasons in our journey where we don't have all of the answers and we don't see movement in the natural. And I compare it with a really empowering story that a friend of mine shared with me a while back about how she was preparing a room for a good friend who needed a place to stay during a season where she was teaching out of the state. And the whole time, her friend is like venting to her about like, I need a place to stay. I'm freaking out. How is this going to happen? And the whole time she knows she's getting this room ready for her friend. And I compare that to how our journey with God is. We can be in these seasons where we don't know how provision is going to be made. We don't know, when our health is going to get better, when finances are going to come through, certain things that we're waiting on in our journey. We just have the promise. We just know like this is supposed to happen, but I have no idea how or what or when. But the way that my friend was preparing that space and room and provision for her friend is similar to scripture where Jesus talks about how he prepares a room for us. And that is John 14:3. So that is basically what I talk about in the blog. A lot of it is related to believing that things are happening in your favor behind the scenes. As much as you are frustrated by the stagnation or the lack of movement in the natural, know that when you're in purpose, when you're a child of God, when you're doing what you're called to do, things are happening for you behind the scenes that will get you to that manifestation, right? That will get you to what is attached to your destiny. And one of the things that I say is that sometimes God has an appointed time for when that next step is revealed. We can get so frustrated because we don't see it. Y'all, I'm just talking about me, honestly. All of these Word of the Day Wednesdays are for me. So, I'm just inviting you guys into where I'm at in this season. But, the reason it's not revealed yet or we don't see it yet is not because, God is begrudgingly withholding this information from us. It's because there is an appointed time. And I'm, really in a season of doing a deep dive of spiritual appointed times. I've been in this place in my journey, but I feel like it's even more significant now because of my next steps and the next place I'm supposed to, be called to, that I'm transitioning into this next level, this next dimension, this next realm. And so for me, I feel like it has become vital. Like, I've had these pivotal moments in my journey where it has been vital for me to know the times and seasons. And then you can kind of like skate by maybe in other seasons. But now it's like vital again. And I think that this is going to be a life-changing moment for me, to where it's always going to be vital, right? To always know the times and seasons that we're in so that we can move accordingly. And I think that once we are informed, we can be entrusted with more. We can be entrusted to execute and delegate the things that we're called to and we're responsible for, whether that's leading a company or leading a family, however that looks for you. So if you feel like you're in a place where you're frustrated, where there is like no movement, where it's stagnation after stagnation after stagnation, where you're kind of like the children of Israel walking around Jericho for 6 days and you see nothing, just know that things are happening in your favor behind the scenes, so that wall will fall on the 7th day at the appointed time. So you can definitely check out that blog behind the scenes at NicoleDMiller.com. And I think I'm going to wait to share with you guys this next event I'm a part of. But what is more immediately coming up is I have been nominated for an award. Hey, Ari. I've been nominated for an award. It's happening in Detroit. It's March 15th through the 17th, and it's the Emerging Leader Award. It's with Career Mastered Magazine. One of my friends, Lisa Nichols, who's also part of Girl Talk, is the one who nominated me, and she's also nominated as well. Thank you, Ari. And I'm really excited. This is like my first award, so I'm really excited. That's coming up. Also nominated for Author of the Year. That's with the Stiletto Boss organization. And that's going to be coming up in June. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to need you guys to vote for me. So I'll definitely be, blasting you guys with messages about that. So other than that, I'm just trying to stay focused, trying to knock out these books for these clients. And so hopefully you guys have enjoyed this Word of the Day Wednesdays. You can run it back on my YouTube channel. And please subscribe. I definitely need subscriptions. And I will see you next week for our next Word of the Day Wednesdays.